Okay, welcome back to you guys. Nice to see everyone here. It looks like you guys had some good food, apparently. It's not hard to find good food in Thailand, right? So I'm going to share this next topic with you guys, integrating the teachings into your life, because if you come to the class each day and you learn and you listen and you understand, and then you go home and you do nothing, well, okay, it was nice 5 days to spend together. But if you actually integrate the teachings into your day-to-day life, that's where you'll actually see the results and you'll start experiencing the improved qualities that we talk about with enlightenment. So it's helpful to understand how to integrate the teachings into your life and day-to-day life. So I'm going to share this with you. And just like always, you guys are welcome to ask any and all questions. So what you would like to be able to do in order to integrate the teachings into your life is attend weekly classes, and then as needed, in-depth learning opportunities like this one. So each week, you're just kind of trickling the teachings into your life little by little by little by little. So you guys learned prior to lunch that we have opportunities for you guys to do that, where you can just gradually learn little by little by little by little. On Sundays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, those are our regular classes. I don't drink coffee anymore, but I think you guys understand the analogy of like drip coffee, right? When you have that little drip coffee, it kind of produces this really nice quality of coffee, right? So you're just dripping the teachings into your mind little by little by little, and then having really in-depth learning opportunities like this on an as-needed basis. This book that, I don't know if you guys got a copy of this yet in terms of downloading it or taking it and go print it. You can get printed versions here or get it on Amazon. You like to just read little by little each day. You're not interested in sitting down and reading for like an hour or 2 or 3, because you need to independently verify all the teachings. So if you just read kind of like 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, it's kind of like taking a little bite of food and then chewing on it. It's easier to digest. Whereas if you take a really big bite of food and then you try to chew on it, it's really hard to chew it and digest it. So you would like to just take little tiny bites. And if you do this regularly, what you're going to notice is something that happened 3 or 4 days ago that you were struggling with trying to figure out how to handle that issue. You're going to be reading something and you're going to be like, the Buddha was explaining how to do it like this. That would have worked so much better if I would have done it that way. So now the next time you encounter that situation, you'll have the wisdom of how to handle that situation. Or the other thing that'll be happening is you'll be reading something, and then 3, 4, 5 days from now, you're going to encounter that exact situation that the Buddha is talking about. And you're going to know how to handle it just easily because you've learned the teachings of the Buddha. So if you just gradually trickle the teachings into your mind like this, you'll be able to have the wisdom that you need to address any particular issue that you're facing on any given day. So sometimes people read these books, like a novel or a storybook. They try to read it for completion. They try to hurry up and get to the end. They might plow through a book in like 2 or 3 weeks just to find out what the ending of the story is. That's not what you're trying to do, right? I'll tell you the ending of the story. The ending of the story is you get to enlightenment, right? That's the ending of the story. But in order to be able to get to that, you need to just gradually do that, slowly but surely. So just take your time and independently verify the teachings as you're going. Then on a daily basis, you'd like to be able to practice generosity. Remember, frequency is more important than duration or the amount, right? Like, so if somebody drops a wallet on the floor, hey, sir, ma'am, you dropped this. This is yours, right? That's generosity. You're coming out of your house and your neighbors got their trash blown all over their yard. You could potentially help them. Like if you see that the trash is there, maybe they're even on vacation and they don't even know this has happened. Maybe you can just kind of like pick up their trash, take like 3 to 5 minutes. You don't even have to tell them that you did it. That's even better, because then the mind's not expecting a thank you or anything like that. You can just kind of tuck it away to the side so it's taken care of when they get back, right? You don't even have to tell them what you did. So just frequently practicing generosity, sharing your time, effort, energy, and resources with the people around you, right? This is going to really help your mind to let go. Then you would like to be improving your moral conduct on a daily basis, be working to improve that. One of the things that I used to do is I used to have the teachings like the 5 factors of well-spoken speech, speaking at the proper time, what you say is true, gentle, beneficial, with a mind of loving kindness. I used to review that in the morning before I would go out of the house. And then I would go outside and do all my meetings or whatever it is that I was going to do. And then at lunchtime, I would sit down and I would review it. And I'd be like, oh man, I was interrupting that guy. I shouldn't have been interrupting him so much. I really need to work on speaking at the proper time. Or I'd be like, oh, I spoke really gentle with that lady over there. That was really good. Yeah, I'd like to do that some more. I'd like to be practicing that gentle speech more. So I'd look at the things that I was doing well and the things that I wasn't doing well, and then I would dial it in closer and closer. So now after lunch, I would have a renewed memory of what to do in terms of right speech. And then sometimes in the evening, I would even look at it again. So you'd like to be able to refresh your memory like this, so the teachings are in the front of your mind as you're walking out the door. Because the moral conduct is kind of challenging, because you got those cravings in there. You've got that ill will. You've got that ignorance or the unknowing of true reality. The thing that's going to fix that is wisdom. You need to get the wisdom of the teachings, and now you'll be able to practice them, right? So you like to be able to bring them up to the forefront of your mind, because those pollutions are going to be in there. You're going to want to argue. You're going to want to fight. You're going to want to raise your voice. You're going to want to talk strong to people, but you just got to see that that's coming from your own mind and it's damaging your relationships. So by improving your moral conduct, understanding you're a work in progress, you're not going to be perfect right from the beginning. It took the Buddha 6 years to get to enlightenment. So it's going to take you some time, right? This isn't a sprint. It's not a race. You're going to need to gradually train your mind. So be forgiving of yourself. When you have some missteps, understand that you're a work in progress, but be actively working on your moral conduct, because that's going to shut down that oil pipe so you're not continuing to generate unwholesome karma. Then you'd like to be developing your meditation practice. This is what's going to help you to actually put the moral conduct into place. That without a meditation practice and that whole mental discipline section of right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, you wouldn't actually be able to put the moral conduct in place. So if you're out there with moral conduct, you know that you're having certain challenges with that. If you're not practicing the mental discipline, the moral conduct is going to be really challenging to implement. You can know what's wise and unwise in terms of your moral conduct, but the mind just won't do it. So that's where the mental discipline section comes in. And meditation is part of that. But remember, there's the other parts that I taught on Tuesday as well. And remember, it can take you 6 months, a year, even 2 years to build up your meditation practice. So you're not in a race with anyone. You're not in a competition. It's your own journey to enlightenment. Even if you have a couple that's both practicing the teachings, you're not in a race. You're not in a competition. You're in your own journey to enlightenment, and you don't need to measure and compare yourself to anybody else. So you can just gradually build that up. Usually the first 4 weeks or so, you're just working with breathing mindfulness meditation. And then after that, you start bringing in loving kindness meditation. I'm going to be teaching that as part of the Harmony and Relationships course that's coming up in about 10 days. It's going to be starting not next week, but the week after that, where I'm going to be teaching not only loving kindness meditation, but a whole bunch of other things to help you build up your harmony in your relationships. So you would like to gradually build up your meditation practice 2 or 3 times a day for 30 minutes. And keep in mind that you're probably doing some unbeneficial things right now that you could probably strip out, right? Because 30 minutes twice or 3 times a day sounds like a lot of time. And it is, it's a significant amount of time. But if you look at your life, there's probably some things you're doing that are unbeneficial that you could scale those things back. And then you'll have more time to actually do things like meditation, which is ultimately going to be beneficial for you. Since you guys just learned about karma, the Buddha was talking about what's the most wholesome karma that you can actually generate. It's doing breathing mindfulness meditation. And the second most wholesome karma that you can generate is loving kindness meditation. Because by you doing those 2 meditations, it's actually knocking down your pollutions. So you're causing less and less harm. So it's actually generating the most high quality of karma that you could actually generate. So breathing mindfulness meditation first, and then loving kindness meditation after that. And then as you need help, seek guidance from a teacher. As you guys heard, you guys can get help through asking questions in live classes. You can post on our Facebook group. You can send private messages, or you can schedule personal guidance. You're going to need help along the way. So as you need help, just reach out and I'll help you. Okay, so any questions on any of this? No questions? Okay, so let me talk about the field trip for tomorrow. If you guys are interested in coming, we're going to get together here at 9 o'clock. And just like always, I'm going to greet everybody and lead everybody in a meditation session. I'm not sure how many people are going to come. I used to be able to share on Facebook that I was doing these, but Facebook blocked my ability to share because I was sharing so much into different groups. So I don't know how many people know, but sometimes on a busy season like this, there can be 20, 30, 40 people here. I'm not sure tomorrow how many people. So whoever's here at 9 o'clock, I'll just greet everybody, say hello, lead everybody in a meditation session. And then afterwards, I'm going to share with those people what I'm sharing with you now, because they didn't hear these things, because there'll be other people usually here that isn't part of the course. So what we usually do is we hire the red trucks, the song taos, to take us from here to Wat Umong. Wat Umong is a forest temple. It's very park-like, lots of trees and leaves and things like this. And I walk you guys through the temple and essentially teaching you the artwork, the architecture, the symbolism of the temple based in the teachings of the Buddha, and helping you to understand what it is that you're looking at. So it's not just like, oh, that's pretty. It's like there's some real meaning behind it and you know what you're experiencing. So it's kind of like a classroom without walls that I walk you around the whole temple. Then after that, we go up the mountain to Wat Doi Suthep, and we eat lunch at a restaurant there. There's a Hill Tribe restaurant. They have a really thick menu. They have meat dishes, vegan dishes, vegetarian dishes. They have everything that you would imagine. And I've even seen them go other places. When people order something, they'll say, oh, we don't have that, but I'll go get it for you over here. So they'll take really good care of you guys. So we'll have lunch there. Then we'll go up into Wat Doi Suthep, which is a different type of temple. There's two different branches of teachings here in Thailand. There's what's called the forest tradition, and people call it the city tradition, but it's not actually all the temples are in the city. It's really Dhammayut and Dhammagai. These are the two different branches, and about 90% of them are the Dhammagai temples. The Dhammayut temples are only about 10%. Those are the forest temples. They're really well known for being closer to the teachings of the Buddha versus the Dhammagai temples. But we're going to visit these two different types of temples in one day so you can see the difference between the two. So the Wat Doi Suthep, it's a very well-visited temple. There's lots of people that are usually there on a day like this where it's like the busy season. I'm going to tour you guys around that temple as well, teaching you a bunch of things about the teachings of the Buddha. There's murals all the way around the inside of the temple that has the life story of the Buddha in a mural. So there's many different things to be teaching you over there. Then we're going to get back in the trucks and we make our way down here. We usually get here around 5 p.m. Sometimes it can be a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later. And then at 6 p.m., I don't know if you guys know, we have Temple Fun Night, where each Friday we come together and we play games, we listen to music, we have snacks and different things like this. So if you guys would like to come for that afterwards, you're welcome to come to that too if you like. So it's a full day. You'll need a little bit of money in your pocket because the students will share the cost of the trucks, where it ends up being about 200 to 300 baht per person, which is less money if you were going to buy, a taxi, go from here to Wat Umong to Wat Doi Suthep and Wat Doi Suthep back. So it works out better for everybody. So it's about 200 or 300 baht for that. And then whatever you eat for lunch. And there's a little bit of an entrance fee, which is like, 20 baht, 30 baht for some of the temples. So you can pay that if you like. So if you had 600 baht or 800 baht in your pocket, you probably won't spend it all, but you'll have what you need because there's snacks and shopping along the way as well. You don't have to load yourself up with a bunch of stuff because the Thai people put things along the way. Like if you would like a snack or a drink or something like that, there's food everywhere, right? So you just have a little bit of money in your pocket and you'll be able to have access to everything. So that's our plan. Any questions on the plan for tomorrow? No? Okay. All right. So now for our activity this afternoon. You guys know that what I have been doing is I've been essentially initiating meditation and inviting you guys to join, and then we kind of meditate and I teach you guys some teachings about meditation. That's what we've been doing each afternoon. But now it's kind of like I've been teaching you guys for multiple days, and now it's kind of like a teacher has maybe taught you things and then they kind of turn you loose into the lab to kind of do things on your own. It's kind of like the same situation that this afternoon you have an option. You can do whatever you like. You could do some breathing mindfulness meditation in the seated, lying, standing, or walking positions. You learned those as part of the course. You could do that as meditation on your own. Not everybody needs to make the same decision. You can do your meditation if you like. If you'd like to ask questions, you can come over here, or we can find a corner in the classroom somewhere and we can just sit and talk and have a conversation about the questions that you guys have in your mind. Sometimes people like to do a little bit of cleaning of the temples, since when you first came, things were clean, and now we were here all week long. Sometimes people like to do a little bit of cleaning to kind of keep the classroom fresh for the next group of people who come in. So that's an option. Another option is maybe you're just kind of tired and sleepy and you like to kind of go home and get some rest and rest up for tomorrow, or maybe you're traveling tomorrow and you're going to Chiang Rai or Pai or Bangkok and you like to rest up for that. So there's all these different options. You could do one of these, two of these, three of these, or none of these. It's really up to you, because it's your life, your decisions, and your results. But if you would like to stick around, these are some things that you could be doing. I'm going to hang out here as long as you guys are here. If you're around, I'll just hang out in case you guys have any questions or you need anything from me. But I'll just end by thanking you guys for your dedication to learning and growing and developing on the path, because it's, like I said yesterday, it's real hard work to be able to look inward and challenge some of the things that you've been holding on to for a long part of your life, and really look at some collection of teachings that are very opposite, perhaps, of what you've currently thought about the world. So thank you for your dedication to learning and growing and developing to be a better and better person. So if you guys would like to do any of these, you can, or like I mentioned, you're welcome to just go home. It's really your time. Nobody's keeping you here. Even when I was initiating meditation, I wasn't forcing you to do it. It was your decision to do it. So now, towards the end of the class like this, what I usually do is I just kind of start backing away and kind of letting you guys stand up on your own 2 feet, because Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, I'm not going to be around with you guys. So you will need to make a decision. Are you going to meditate or not? Are you going to continue to read the books? Are you going to continue to practice these teachings? It's your choice. So I'm just here to support you in whatever it is that you choose to do. So whatever you do, have a very lovely and wonderful rest of your day, and perhaps we'll see you next time. Okay? Sawadee khap.